Then rose the king, and moved his host by night, and ever pushed Sir Mordred, league by league, back to the sunset bound of Lyonesse.
The Isles of Scilly, a once thriving kingdom known as Lyonesse, stretching to land's end. After King Arthur's death, legend has it that his followers fled from Mordred across Lyonesse to the Isles. When King Arthur's men had safely reached the Scillies, Merlin caused Lyonesse to be flooded, and Mordred and his followers were caught by the incoming sea. For swim trek guide Simon Murray, it's an island hopper's dream.
The fantastic thing about the Isles of Scilly is that we actually circumnavigate the entire island group. So from going off from St Mary's, which is the main town and commercial centre, we then go to St Martin's, which is famous for its beaches and fantastic water. We then hop across to Teen, to St Helens, and then into Tresco, which is of course world famous for its gardens. Then to Briar with its rugged west coast, and then to Samson, and then on to St Agnes. The Samson-St Agnes Lake is the toughest of all the lakes. It's about a 3.5 kilometre swim, and also exposed to relatively strong currents. But again, we go with local pilots, so we're also always recommended what's the best route to go.
You can fly into the Isles of Scilly from 6 mainland regional airports, or you can arrive by ferry. The Selonian runs 6 days a week from Penzance. St Mary's is the main island, its capital, Hugh-town, where you'll find everything you need for your trip. The town sits right on the water's edge and is the perfect place to unwind. And the views from the front garden of our accommodation are wonderful. So, what's a typical day like? Well, it'll start early, probably with a short briefing.
That's fine, or 15 minutes to spare, it's okay. It gives us the time to get everything just right.
And a chance to try on a wetsuit. The superb quality of the water and the varied wildlife make it a fascinating place for open water swimming.
It was in England. I wanted the experience of the open water. It looked like a beautiful place. Everyone says that I've spoken to that have been here, it's lovely, and you can't even imagine it until you come out here. Everywhere's so quaint, flowers, plants everywhere. It's just such a nice place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's close, easy to get to, and beautiful. It's right on our doorstep.
From Hugh-town, the boat heads round the coast. This morning, the team will swim 2.5 kilometres from St Mary's to St Martin's.
Vaseline is the grease that beats all other greases.
The team are greased up and raring to go.
We're going to the red and white lighthouse now.
You all see the lighthouse, yeah? Yeah. You're heading bang for it, slightly to the left. Good luck.
On this crossing, there's plenty to see. The water is so shallow and clear, you can follow the bottom most of the way. About halfway across, it's time for a break, with a warm isotonic drink.
So just going to give you a nice hot drink here. This will warm you up from the inside, it's lovely. Tropical fruit flavour we've got here.
I'll tell you what, it's very Moorish.
It is, isn't it? It's worth coming here just for that. Get it down you to warm yourself up.
Before our first swim I was a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive. Wasn't sure how I was going to feel when I got in the water, but once I got in, got settled down, got used to the temperature, really enjoyed it. Yeah, and a real sense of achievement.
Good. I was very apprehensive because I thought it was going to be too cold, but it was fine with the wetsuit on and at a steady pace. It felt great.
Quite peaceful, good pace, beautiful bottom, quite a lot of weeds, sand, clear water, not really any strong currents. Lovely swim, refreshing.
After the swims, what we then do is actually walk across the islands. The Scillies are fantastic islands for walking because the walking takes probably about an hour and a half to cross each of the islands, and then we'll start the next swim to the next island. So in terms of swimming and walking, it's a perfect mix. Some of the walking is quite challenging, but most of the walking is straightforward on paths and tracks. The distances that we swim in the Scillies roughly equates to 3 to 4 kilometres a day. The first swim might be 3 kilometres, followed by a swim of a couple of 100 metres, and then we might go back into a swim of a kilometre. So there's a real variety here, and we generally do between 2 to 3 swims a day.
The swimming is so good, everyone wants to have a go. And it's a wonderful feeling having swum around the whole island group, some without a wetsuit.
When I got out of the water, I felt a fantastic sense of achievement, just elation. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it wasn't, oh, I'm so glad I finished that. It was, oh, I can't wait till the next one. Really good.
With the day's swimming over, it's time to head back to St Mary's for a little light refreshment in Hewtown. A chance to reflect, and an opportunity to share each other's experiences